Arguably, one of the most important things when buying a headset like this as a gamer or a streamer isn't the sound quality or the microphone quality, but it's the comfort of wearing it all day. Well, what if I told you that this headset is so comfortable that I often get scared because of the low battery beep because I forgot I was wearing it in the first place. This Steelseries Arctis 7 wireless headset has a price tag of around $150 and is often on sale on Amazon for about $125. I will put a link to this headset in the description so you can check out if it is on sale right now. Now, this headset has a bunch of features that puts it above others for streamers, and one of them is something that's extremely important, so I'm gonna start with that after this sponsor segment. This video is sponsored by Owned Pro. It's a plugin for OBS Studio that gives you a big library of graphic packs. 5 of them are free at all times and can be installed in one click. If you want more options, you can subscribe for less than $10 a month to get access to all graphic packs, which is a lot to say the least. Besides that, they also have a chatbot, copyright-free music and a bunch of other stuff. They recently upgraded the plugin and there's a 50% sale going on, so right now is a great time to get in. The link to the tool will be in my description. You can just install it for free to check it out and then decide if you want to buy it later. Again, the link will be in my description. Now, most wireless headsets come with a receiver like this. This is nothing special. Sometimes it can also be a small USB to put in your PC, and this connects with the headset. Now, the thing that sets this headset apart from most other wireless headsets is the input and output port on the receiver. Many streamers use some kind of physical mixer like a Go XLR, and not having an input and output port on the receiver can form a problem. See, when you use a physical mixer, you need to get the sound from your PC to the mixer, and the way you do this is by changing the output of your computer to a source that goes directly to your physical mixer. The mixer then controls all your audio sources, combines them and sends them to your headphones through a physical headphone out jack. Now, let's say you have a wireless headset, then a simple receiver, which is not from this one but just as an example, and then your Go XLR. Now, how are you gonna get the sound from this headphone jack to this USB receiver? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You can't, because when you use a mixer like this, you've changed your PC output to the mixer, so there's no way to send your sound to the USB that's plugged into your PC. Now, since the receiver of this Arctis 7 headset has a line in, you can just route an aux cable from the headphone jack of your mixer to the input of this receiver, and this way your sound can go from your PC to the mixer, then to the receiver, and then it can be sent to your headphones. Now, a general concern with wireless headsets has always been the delay between what's happening on your screen and then when you finally hear it. Now, you have the possibility to connect the headset to your PC with a cable, which does remove any existing delay, but that's not really the point, right? Now, I've tested the delay of this headset, the difference between using a cable and then using the wireless receiver, and it was 0.029 seconds, which is 29 milliseconds. And this is what the difference sounds like. Now, when you hear it like that, it sounds like a pretty big deal, right? But it's actually not the case at all. When you're gaming on your PC, when you're listening to music, when you're watching a movie, stuff like that, you're just not gonna notice the difference. And this delay is something you have with every wireless headset, so it only looks like a big deal because it's a side-by-side comparison. Now, one scenario where it is a big deal is when you're video editing. When you use a 30 FPS timeline, the difference is almost 1 frame, which for a bunch of people still won't be a problem, but I can imagine it is for others. Now, you'll have this problem with almost any wireless headset, which is the reason why most video editors either use a wired headset or something like this, but use a cable when they're video editing and then use the wireless version when they're streaming or gaming or watching a movie, etc. So how does it sound? Well, first of all, the spatial audio is amazing. I've used other headsets before that had surround sound, but this one just sounds way better than those. You can really hear everything that's happening in your game. You can guess the direction the sound came from, and most of the times you can also guess the distance. The sound settings can be adjusted saved in the software, and they can also be saved as a profile on the left in case you want to make separate profiles for movie watching, gaming, listening to music, etc. The overall quality of the sound is really good, but the bass doesn't sound very deep or very powerful. It's not that satisfying to play a bass boosted song with this headset. There is a decent bass, that's not a problem, but it doesn't give you that deep satisfying punch. I also feel like this is partly because the ear cups don't completely isolate your ears. The headset has a closed back design, but it doesn't really feel like it. You know those headsets that you put on your head and that completely isolate your ears, making it feel like you're underwater when you're talking? Well, this headset doesn't do that, because right now my ears still feel like they're kind of free. I can clearly hear myself. It isolates my ears a bit, but not to the point that it's annoying when I'm talking. And this is really important for streamers because you're talking a lot. However, even though my ears aren't completely isolated, as soon as some sound starts being played, the surroundings kind of fade away when you're lightly clapping your hands or touching your desk. So for me, this is a perfect balance. Now, one of the big selling points of the Arctis 7 is how comfortable it is. And before this, I had Astro A40s and they sounded good. They were also way too expensive, but they made my head hurt. And I always thought this was pretty normal. I mean, you're wearing something that puts pressure on the top of your head for 5 hours straight. Pretty normal it's gonna start to hurt, right? Well, apparently not, because this headset is extremely comfortable, and even after wearing it for like 10 hours straight, you just forget that it's on your head. The main reason for that is that instead of using a hard frame with cushions, the Arctis 7 uses an elastic band. And because of this, the hard frame just never touches your head. I've convinced 4 of my friends to buy the Arctis 7 and they all said they haven't ever worn a headset that's this comfortable. The cushions are also pretty soft, nothing special, just comfortable, and you can buy replacements in the same material or choose for a leather version. Now, one minor complaint I have about this headset is that the overall build of it is just a little bit too small. I have a big head because of my giant brain, and the top of my head almost touches the hard frame, which is not the point of this design with the elastic band. However, it doesn't touch my head, it almost does, so I guess your head must be extremely big before it becomes a problem, but I just wanted to mention it. Now, battery life. On the box they say 24 hours. Now, this is my second Arctis 7. I completely destroyed the first one, but by no means the battery life is 24 hours. Now, maybe it's because of my bad charging habits. I also never really timed it. I mean, it's not how long it lasts, it's how you use it. But in general, I'd say it lasts about 14 to 15 hours. The microphone is very versatile. You can position it however you want. And when you're not using it, you can just tuck it inside like this, which is extremely useful for streamers since you're going to be using a studio microphone half of the time. There is a button on the side which can be used to mute or unmute the microphone, and on the mic itself there is a light that becomes red when it's muted. Let me quickly show you how the microphone sounds. I'm gonna connect it to my other PC.
Alright, so this is how it sounds like. Now you should know that the microphone I'm using for my videos is extremely expensive, plus I am processing the audio a lot. So this is completely unfiltered, you cannot compare this to other studio microphones, etc. This is just for communicating with friends, so it does the job. No one is gonna complain about your microphone sound. It dampens the background noise a bit, it also kind of levels out your voice, so it does the job. It's a headset mic.
Now, there are 2 wheels on this headset, one on each side. One of them is to control your overall volume, and the other one is to control the balance between your game sound and the people you're in a voice call with. When you connect your headset to your PC, which is plugging in the USB receiver, you will see 2 output sources popping up, a game source and then a chat source. Now, if you set your default PC output to the game source, but then your Discord output to the chat source, then this wheel on the side can be used to shift the volume balance between your PC sound and the sound of your friends on Discord. Now, this is very useful for gamers, but it's extremely useful for streamers. Since this headset basically gives you 2 audio devices, your game sound and then the chat source, in the sound settings of OBS or Streamlabs OBS, you can now add 2 devices, and because of that you will get 2 sliders in your audio mixer, one for your PC sound and then one separate slider for the sound of your friends on Discord. Now as a result of that, you can set the sound of your friends at 100% on Discord, and then you can just lower the sound of them in OBS to make sure that your voice is louder than the voices of your friends. And on top of that, lowering the sound of them in OBS or Streamlabs OBS doesn't affect how loud they will be in your headset. Discord is sending your friends to the chat mix, which goes to OBS or Streamlabs OBS and then gets controlled there, but it's sending it separately to your headset, so it arrives at 100% right here, and then you can just use the slider on the side to decide how loud they should be, and this is an amazing feature for streamers. Now for the price this headset comes at, being so comfortable, having good surround sound, good quality sound, a good battery life, looking kinda great when you're wearing them, this is definitely worth it in my opinion. I will add the Amazon link to the description so you can check out if it is discounted right now, because it is very often. Subscribe for more content for gamers and streamers, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.